Saturday, December the 2nd, 2017, to you. On Tuesday, the Bolivian Constitutional Court ruled that President Mr. Evo Morales may seek a fourth consecutive term. Under the Constitution, the head of state is limited to 2 consecutive terms. That said, President Morales and Vice President Mr. Álvaro García Linera had already started their third term in 2015, after being allowed by the Constitutional Court. Pursuant to that ruling, the adoption of the new national charter in 2009 had reset the clock in terms of office. Also, a proposal to end term limits had been rejected by popular vote in a referendum last year. Well, none of the proceedings seemed important for constitutional judges. In their decision, they argued that term limits violated human rights, in particular the Article 23 of the Inter-American Convention on Human Rights. It seems that the human rights of those who voted in the 2016 referendum do not count. The ruling cannot be appealed, so Mr. Morales may run for office in 2019. Funny, the same human rights argument had already been used in Honduras when its own constitutional court ruled to allow President Mr. Juan Orlando Hernandez to seek his re-election. Mr. Hernandez is politically opposite to Mr. Morales, but they are too similar with each other in practical terms. Incidentally, I must mention what is taking place in Honduras. As of writing, 2 people died as Honduran security forces are enforcing a curfew. That restriction was enacted by the government yesterday to stifle nationwide protests. Honduras has been in chaos as a result of the controversial vote counting. Honduran electoral tribunal's latest tally showed that with 94.32% of ballots counted, Mr. Hernandez had obtained 42.92% of the votes, while Mr. Salvador Nasralla had secured 41.42%. Its head, Mr. David Matamoros, said that there was a computer failure. It is quite similar to Mexico's election in 1988. I'm utterly opposed to the recent violence in Honduras. There have been looting and riots all over that country. However, if a government does not obey the Constitution, with which authority can it order its citizens to obey the law? In my humble opinion, Honduras should have a fresh election, lest civil unrest would worsen. Please let me finish this letter by quoting the Chilean poet Mr. Nicanor Parra. A lot has been said about human rights, but too little about human duties. What is the first human duty? Respecting human rights. The world is still on.